Well, let's see valuation of intangibles and goodwill. Okay, right. Let's see. The following particulars are available in relation to X Limited. X Limited. Okay. So capital of X Limited 4,500, 8% preference shares of 100 each fully paid. So 4,500 into 100, 4.5 lakhs. 8% preference dividend you have to pay. 50,000 equity shares of 10 each. So 5 lakhs equity share capital. 4.5 lakhs preference capital. 5 lakhs equity capital. That's it. The external liability for this company 50,000. So they have a reserves and surplus 50,000. So preference shares, equity shares, reserves surplus, shareholders funds, preference shares, equity shares, reserve surplus, shareholder funds. External liability, some long-term liability, bank loan, something 50,000. The average expected profit after taxation earned by the company 1,05,000. It's called PAT. PAT average, average PAT is supposed to be 1,05,000. Right. Normal profit earned on the market value of equity shares fully paid at the same type of company is going to be 10%. Must see the line normal profit. Normally the company can earn on market value of shares 10%. Normal profit the company can earn 10%. Right. 10% profit after tax is transferred to reserves, general reserves. So company needs some amount, so they're creating some reserves, some account they opened. 10% of the profit after tax transferred to reserves. Okay. So calculate intrinsic value per equity share and value per share. Intrinsic value per equity share and value per share according to dividend yield basis. So calculate intrinsic value per equity share and value per share according to dividend yield basis. Assume that out of total assets, 4,000 worth of assets, fictitious. Now, what is fictitious assets? Unincorporated expenses, unwritten off. So fictitious, we can call it as all. We can use to say miscellaneous expenses, incorporation expenses, which is unwritten off. Preliminary expenses, unwritten off. So worth of shares are fictitious, unwritten off. Incorporated expenses, unwritten off. That's it. Okay, 4,000 rupees. That's it. The question is intrinsic value per share. You have to find out. Number one question. Number one. So preference share given, equity share given, external liability given, reserve surplus given, average PAT given, normal profit given, 10% profit transferred to reserve given, some fixes are given. You have to find intrinsic value per share and value per share according to dividend basis. How to solve? Step number one. Intrinsic value you have to find out now. We can find by net asset method. We can use it. What is the method, ma? Net asset method. We can use it. So what do you mean by net asset method, sir? Simple. How to find net asset method? Right. There are two conditions available: total asset minus external liability, or here that we can do, or one more method, shareholders funds, okay, shareholder funds plus external liability is equal to total liability. If any revised liability value given, that liability value you have to take. So total liability minus incorporation expenses, which is unwritten off, or we can call it as miscellaneous expenses, fictitious assets, minus total liability minus miscellaneous expenses, minus external liability. See, I'm telling, starting from total liability minus miscellaneous expenses minus external liability minus preference capital is equal to equity shareholders funds. Amount available to equity shareholders. Assets available to equity shareholders. Right. Equity shareholders. Right. Now, what is preference capital? 4,500 into 100, 4.5 lakhs. So preference capital 4,500 into 100, 4.5 lakhs. Plus total liability plus equity share 50,000 into 10. Equity share 50,000 into 10. Equity share 50,000 into 10. That is equal to 5 lakhs. Plus number 3, reserve surplus 50,000. Number 3, reserve surplus 50,000. Plus external liability 50,000. External liability, which means long-term loans. External liability 50. 50,000. External liability, how much is going to be? Check it out. External liability of the company. External liability is not 50,000. It's going to be 85,000. They're putting you. Please check it out. 85,000. Not 50. It is going to be 85,000. Okay, 85. 4.5 plus 10 lakh 85. Okay, we'll check it out. We'll check. Okay, it's going to be 85,000. So external liability is going to be 85,000, not 50,000. Please check it out. It is 85,000. 85,000. Okay. Right. So anyway, external liability 85,000. So total liability. Step number 1, net asset method, intrinsic value. You're going to find out what is net asset method. Total liability minus preference share capital. Minus preference share. So total liability minus incorporation expenses minus external liability minus preference capital is equal to asset available to equity holders. That's it. So 4.5 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs plus 5 lakhs plus 50,000 plus 85,000 is equal to 10 lakh 85,000. 10 lakh 85,000 minus incorporation expenses going to be 4,000. 4,000. So 4,000 minus external liability 85,000 minus external liability 85,000. So 108500 minus 4,000 minus 85,000. That is equal to 9,96,000. That's 9,96,000 minus preference capital. Also, please subtract minus preference capital. So total liability minus fixed assets minus external liability minus preference capital is equal to asset available for equity holders. From the total liability, you subtract fixed assets. First, you find total liability minus fixed assets, income expense which is unwritten off, minus number 2 external liability. Number 3 preference capital is equal to asset available to equity holders. That's it. So total liability, preference, equity, reserves, external, minus income expense unwritten off, minus external liability, minus preference capital is equal to asset available to equity holders. 5,46,000 balance. Please check it out. How many equity holders are available? 50,000 equity holders are available. 50,000 equity holders are available. So intrinsic value per share is equal to asset available for equity holders 5,46,000 by 50,000 shareholders are available. Equity shareholders available. 50,000 equity shareholders are available. That is equal to rupees 10.92. Rupees 10.92. That's it. Rupees 10.92. That's it. Okay, 10.92 completed. This is intrinsic value per share. Now, what is step number 1? Total liability minus external liability minus fixed assets, incorporation unwritten off, minus preference capital is equal to balance asset available for equity holders. Okay, right. Balance available for equity holders. That's it. Okay, this amount available to equity holders by number of shareholders 10.92. That's it. Because data is given only total liability minus external liability minus incorporation minus miscellaneous expenses minus preference capital. That's it. Anyway, intrinsic value per share. Yes, we found it. That's intrinsic value per share. What is second question? What is value per share? That is second question. Value per share. Second question is value per share. For the value per share, we can apply dividend yield basis. We can apply. So we know PAT, profit after tax. How to get PAT? Earnings before interest and taxes minus interest, that is equal to EBT minus tax, that is equal to PAT. Amount transferred to so general reserve. So PAT, amount transferred to general reserve, or PD also we can do. PD also. And if PAT only, the amount can be transferred to preference dividend. The amount can be transferred to general reserve. So balance earnings available for equity holders. That's it. Okay, right. Anyway, from a PAT, PAT 1,05,000. From the PAT 1,05,000. This average PAT already given, ma. It's already given. No need to worry about it. It's already given. So average PAT. How to get PAT? Ma? EBT minus interest, EBT minus tax, PAT minus amount transferred to reserve, or minus PD, balance equity variance. Balance equity shares amount. Okay, earnings. Balance is earnings. Okay, that's my target. Okay, right. What is average PAT? 1,05,000. From the average PAT only, you have to transfer the amount to general reserve. Minus from here only, you have to pay preference dividend. How much amount going to transfer to general reserve? 10% of PAT transfer to general reserve. Always 10% PAT. 10% PAT. So 1,05,000 into 10%. Okay, that is equal to 10,500 to be transferred. How much PD you have to pay? How much PD you have to pay? So preference capital 4.5 lakhs. 4.5 lakhs PD. How to find PD? PD. So preference dividend is equal to 4.5 lakhs into 8%. Into 8%. Now 4.5 lakhs into 8%. So that is equal to so 36,000. That is equal to 36,000. That is equal to 36,000. In here minus PAT, PD 36,000. 36,000. That's it. So balance amount available 1,05,000. 1,05,000 minus so 10,500 minus 36,000 is equal to 58,500. 58,500. 50,500. So this is the profit available for equity holders. Profit available to equity holders. Available to equity holders. Equity holders. That's 58,500. Okay. Now 58,500 amount available to equity holders. Right. How much they invested actually? How much they invested actually? 5 lakhs they invested. 50,000 into 10 rupees. 5 lakhs they invested. 5 lakhs invested. You paid interest? Yes, interest paid. Tax paid? Tax paid. Amount transferred to reserve? Transferred. Preference event paid? Preference event paid. So balance available to equity holders. Therefore, how to find rate of dividend? How to find rate of dividend? So rate of dividend is equivalent to 58,500 is the amount available for equity dividend for them. Actually, the amount invested 5 lakhs into 100, that is equal to 11.7%. 11.7%. That's it. 11.7% amount available for them. That's it. Okay. Right. This is called normal rate of dividend. Normal rate of dividend. Normal rate of dividend. Okay. Right. Please check it out. This is called normal rate of dividend. Okay. Now, normal rate of dividend. How to find value of equity share? Value of equity share. So that is equal to normal rate of dividend. There is a formula available for normal value of equity share here. Please check it out. Okay. So normal rate of dividend. Okay. Okay. See the okay. So possible rate. You can say possible rate. So possible rate of dividend by normal rate into paid up value. Possible rate by normal rate into paid up value. That's a formula. Please apply the formula. Right. Okay. So it's called possible rate of dividend. We used to call possible rate of dividend. It is called possible rate of dividend. Okay. So possible rate of dividend. See the line. Possibility. Out of 5 lakhs you invested 50,500 you may getting. So possible rate of dividend you may be getting, that is equal to 11.7%. 11.7% by okay, that is normally okay. Possible rate of dividend. Normal rate of dividend, same type of company is earning in the market to 10%. Normal earnings earned by the company, similar type of company in the market to 10%. 10% normal earnings. 10% normal earnings. So 10% normal earnings. Okay. So normal earnings of the company or normal rate of dividend. Okay, earnings of company or normal rate of dividend, that is equal to 10%. 10%. That's it. Next, paid up capital. Paid up capital of each equity share. Each equity share is going to be rupees 10. So according to yield method, so please memorize according to yield method, value per equity share is equal. There are two methods of valuation of equity shares. So far we have seen net asset method and dividend yield basis. So value per equity share is equivalent to so possible rate of dividend. Please memorize 1 mark. So possible rate of dividend, please memorize by normal rate of dividend. So normal rate of dividend into paid up value of so paid up value of each share. So paid up value of each share. So possible rate of dividend by nominal rate of dividend into paid up value of each share. That's called value per equity share. Okay. So possible rate of dividend 11.7. Normal rate of dividend or profit earned by same companies 10%. 10%. Paid up value of equity share rupees 10. Rupees 10. Paid up value equity share rupees 10. Rupees 10. Rupees 10. So paid up value rupees 10. Okay. So 11.7% by 10% into rupees 10. Rupees 10. So this is possible rate of dividend. This is normal rate of dividend. This is paid up value. Please memorize one paid up value. Anyway, 11.7 equity share dividend yield basis. Intrinsic basis 10.9 net asset method. Here 11.70. That's it. Let's see the same intrinsic method can be done by this method also. Okay, right. How to find net asset? How to find net asset? Same. Net asset is equal to net asset is equal to so total asset minus external liability. External liability. The total asset excluding that miscellaneous expenses. Please exclude. This is net asset. Or net asset we can do by selecting equity share capital plus reserves and surplus minus fictitious assets or miscellaneous expenses Okay, this method also you can do. So what is equity capital? 50,000 at 10 5 lakhs. 50,000 10 5 lakhs. What is reserve surplus? 50,000. Reserve surplus 50,000. What is income expense? Unwritten off 4,000. So 55,000 minus 4,000. 55,000 minus 4,000. That is equal to 5 lakhs plus 50,000 5.5 lakhs minus 4,000. That is equal to 5,46,000. It is going to be net asset. So intrinsic value per share is equal to net asset by number of equity shares outstanding also you can try. This is another method. Okay, 5,46,000 by 50,000 shareholders. I think 5,46,000 by 50,000 shareholders. I think yes. 5,46,000 by 50,000 equity shareholders. So by 50,000 you will be getting 10.92. You will be getting rupees 10.92. 10.92. It's called intrinsic value per share. Rupees 10.92. That's idea, right? You can try this one also. Okay, right. Let's see. Okay, another sum. Diamond Limited Company balance sheet given as on 31st March 2014. So particulars. Note number. Amount as on 31st March 2014. Equity and liability schedule 3 balance. This is called schedule 3 balance sheet. Equities, then assets total. Part 1 shareholder funds. How does shareholder funds? Number 1 share capital 2 lakhs. Number 2 reserve surplus 72,000. So current liability, under current liability trade payable 1,28,000. So provision for income tax 60,000. Please add. So 2 lakhs plus 72,000 plus 1,28,000 plus 60,000. So 4,60,000. That's it. 4,60,000. Next asset side. Non-current assets. Fixed asset 2,60,000. Incorporate expenses, preliminary expenses 12,000. Current assets, inventory 48,000. Trade receivables 88,000. Cash at bank 52,000. So total 4,60,000. Number one note. Reserve surplus 72,000. Reserve surplus consists of general reserve and profit. 40 plus 32, general reserve 40. In reserve surplus, you have general reserve and capital retention reserve, profit losses, surplus, free reserves, security premium, right? So many items will be available. Revaluation reserve, part of R&S. So general reserve 40 plus P&L 32, 72. Note number 1. Note number 2, fixed asset. So land and buildings, that's called fixed asset. Number 2, okay. Note number 2, land and building. Under fixed asset total, we have 2,60,000. How you are at 2,60,000? 2,60,000. Land 1,10,000. So plant 1,30,000. Patents is intangibles. They put a total here. In your 2,60,000, note number 2, fixed asset. 2,60,000. Note number 2. 2,60,000. Preliminary expenses 12,000. Right. That's it. Almost over. Fine. So anyway, okay, we will do the expert value brought in. He said, no, sir. Your land and buildings values are not 1,10,000. It is going to be 2,40,000. He revised. Sir, your goodwill also, sir, 1,60,000. He said. Sir, you have a plant and machinery, 1,20,000 value. It is not 1,30,000, sir. It's going to be 1,20,000. The value says. Your land building is not 1,10,000. It's going to be 2,40,000. Sir, you have a goodwill also 1,60,000. The plant 1,20,000. Out of total data, it is found 8,000 data are supposed to be bad data. Out of trade receivables 88,000. 6 to 8,000 remains bad debts. The profit for the company last 3 years. Now we are in 31/3/14. Current year. Last 3 years profit. So first year, second year, third year. I mean the current year. This is the profit given. The company follows the practice of transferring 25% profit to general reserve always. Always the company transfers 25% profit to general reserve. Always. Similar type of companies earns 10% the value of the shares. Okay, this is normal return. Normal rate of dividend or normal return. Ascertain the value of equity shares of the company by using intrinsic value method, yield value method, fair value method. Already we know intrinsic value, net asset method, yield value method we solved. Next is called fair value method. Fair value is nothing but intrinsic value per share plus yield per share. One mark, please memorize by 2. Intrinsic plus yield by 2. Intrinsic value plus yield value by 2. Fair value. So this is the idea. Okay. Now let's see how to find. Okay, everything is clearly given. Land, plant, revised value is given. Last 3 years profit given. 20% profit transferred to general reserve given. Okay, everything is given. Then you have to find the value of shares. Let's see. Okay. So Diamond Limited. Valuation of shares. Intrinsic value method. Right. What is intrinsic value? Simple. Add all the assets minus external liability. In all the assets, exclude miscellaneous expenses. And revised value, if available for anything, please include. Revised value you can take. If it is available, you can take. That's it. Sorry, okay. Number one. Okay. So all the assets. Fixed asset 2,60,000. No, revised. 2,60,000 is revised. Land not 1,10,000. Land 2,40,000. So what is the idea? Net asset method. All assets excluding miscellaneous expenses minus external liability is equal to net asset. Now please memorize net asset. All assets minus external liability. Liabilities is equal to net assets. All assets, if revision is given, revision value only you have to take. That's what I'm going to take now. So first, all assets, fixed asset, my target. Fixed asset, land 1,10,000. But the expert value the land and buildings has 2,40,000. Okay. Anyway, the revised value you have to take. So goodwill 1,60,000. Yes. Goodwill is given, you can take it. Any incorporation is given, not to be taken. Revision, you can take. Next one, number 3. Under fixed asset, plant we took. Plant revised value. Plant 1,30,000. The revised value is 1,20,000. Revised value is 1,20,000. 1,30,000 is old value. Revised value 1,20,000. Take revised value of plant to 1,20,000. So land revised value. If not old value. If revised value is given, revised value you have to take. If not old value you have to take. Please memorize, ma. Okay. Plant and machinery also similarly. Everything, all assets. Revised you have to take. Otherwise, if not old value, that's it. Okay, 1,20,000. Okay, anyway. So under fixed asset, planned, okay, patent 20,000. Is there any new value for patent? No, nothing is given. Patent. So under two, old value of patent we can take. That is 20,000, right? Now PP is already over, fixed asset already over. Incorporated expenses should not be taken, not to be taken, under net asset method. Okay. Inventory old, always revised. Is the revision given? No, nothing is given. Of old we can take 48. Inventory 48. Stock old is given, so old is given, so old we can take. Otherwise revised one. Data is already 88,000. Minus bad debts available 8,000 bad debts available. So data minus bad debts 88,000. Data minus bad debts 8,000. Data 88,000 minus bad debts 8,000. Bad debts 80,000. That's it. So 88 minus 8 ma 80,000. Okay. So bank balance 52. Bank balance 52. So anyway, so total assets, please check it out. Please revised value if we are given, otherwise old value. So 2,40,000 revised value of land, 1,60,000 value of set, 1,20,000 revised value of plant, plus 20,000 old value of patent, plus 48,000 stock value old, plus 80,000 plus 52,000 is going to be 7,20,000 minus external liability. External liability. So external liability is already given. Please check it out more. External liability is going to be here only trade payables. How much? 1,28,000. So 1,28,000 external liability. External liability. Please check it out. 1,28,000 only. 1,20,000 only trade payables, creditors. So okay, that is only we can take external liability. Provision income tax cannot be taken. Okay, right. So only trade payables or non-current liability, and non-current liability if available, that we can take. Non-current liability we can take. So anyway, 1,20,000 trade payable we can take. Okay. 1,28,000 creditors we can take. So 7,20,000 minus 1,20,000, 5,90,000. This is assets available for our assets available to equity holders. That's it. So 5,92,000 by what is face value of equity shares? So nothing is given. We can assume rupees 10 per share. Therefore, 20,000 shares holders, equity shares outstanding into rupees 10. So 20,000 equity shares outstanding, rupees 5,90,000. So 5,90,000 by 20,000. So 29.6. Intrinsic value per share 29.6. So intrinsic value rupees. So 29.6 rupees 29.6. That's it. Okay, rupees 29.6 intrinsic value per share. That's first one. Number two method, yield value method. Of yield value method, definitely you have to take from PAT. We'll go right. Number two method is called yield value. This is the model you have to do. Okay, right. So from the PAT minus amount transferred to general reserve minus preference dividend is equal to amount available for equity holders. Amount available for equity holders. Okay, that's a model. Okay. Anyway, we have to go with the PAT. PAT is given. Please check it out. The profit of the company is given 92, 88, 96. Last 3 years 92, 88, 96. So 92,000, please go ahead. Last 3 years profit. 1, 2, 3. Last 3 years profit. PAT we know. 92, 88, 96. 92,000 plus 88,000. 92, 88, 92, 88, 96,000. 96,000. 96,000. That's it. So 92,000 plus 92,000 plus 88,000 plus 96,000. So 2,76,000 total profit. 2,76,000 total profit. Last 3 years. Okay. Then how the total does? It is found that 8,000 are called bad debts. It's 8,000 are called bad debts. Generally bad debts. Okay, provision 8,000 bad debts. 5,000 totally bad debts. Okay. So now the question is, the bad debts we can charge it from average. That's a question. Okay. Anyway, they're telling you out of total debtors. They're telling you out of total debtors, which means there are two options. Either only in the current year you may have, from the current year you may have bad debts, or assumption only, or last 3 years you may have total bad debts. Last 3 years you may have a bad debts. Last 3 years, that's called out of. So last 3 years we have a total bad debts. That is also assumption only. You can assume bad debts of 8,000 you can take, or averagely you can take 1 year also. Average you can take minus 8,000 also you can do it, or total in the 8,000. It's a notes. Last year total profit minus bad debts. Totally 3 years 8,000 bad debts. That is also assumption. Bad debts from total debtors. Bad debts from total debtors. That is 8,000. So please check it out. 92 plus 88,000 plus 96,000. So 2,76,000 minus bad debts 8,000. So 2,68,000. That's 2,68,000. Can you take average profit? This is profit after bad debts. Okay. Can you find average profit? So 2,68,000 by 3. 2,68,000 by 3. It's going to be 89,333 is average profit. That's it. Okay. Now average profit. Okay. Now land and buildings. Earlier it's going to be 1,10,000. Now it's going to be 2,40,000. Please check it. Okay. So now, so 2,40,000. Okay. Is there any depreciation given? Rate is given for depreciation. Please check it out. So rates are not given. Percentage is not given. Anyway, assumption. Okay. Anyway, they're missing actually. Depreciation 15% for plant given actually. It is actually given. They're not missing it. Okay. Anyway, we'll take. Okay. Anyway, we'll take. So depreciation on plant 15%. Depreciation on land and buildings 10%. It is given, but they're not taken into account. It is given, they're not taken into account. Land and buildings 10%. So depreciation plant 15, depreciation land and buildings 10%. Not given. Okay, we'll take. Okay. Anyway, now very important point. What is plant old value? 1,30,000. What is the new plant value? 1,20,000. How much plant decreased? 10,000. Plant decreased by how much? 10,000. See the line, very important line. So plant decreased by 10,000. How do you come to know? Earlier 1,30,000. Now 1,20,000. Earlier 1,30,000. Now 1,20,000 into 10%. 1,30,000 earlier 1,30,000 earlier. Now plant to 1,20,000. So 10,000 decreased. So anyway, depreciation of plant 15%. Okay, 15%. Assumption. Okay, 15%. So depreciation of plant 15%. Anyway, depreciation of plant 15%. 15%. Please check it out. 15%. So 10,000 to 15%. 10,000 15%. That is equal to 1,500. So Earlier, we thought 1,30,000 plant value. We depreciated earlier at 15%. Now the plant has been revised to 1,20,000. Up automatically 10,000 reduced. 10,000 reduced. 10,000 reduced. So 10,000 into 15%, 1,500. So that is going to be added. That is going to be added. Any decrease in the plant value was depreciation is to be added. Because extra you charged, your profit reduced, you added back. 1,30,000 extra you charged. Now you added back. Suppose in case land and buildings. What is land and buildings value? 1,10,000. Now here old value 1,10,000. Now it's going to be 2,40,000. How much land and buildings increased, ma? How much land will increase, ma? 1,30,000. This is earlier. See the line. This is earlier. This is new. Okay, right. So this is new. I think no. Check it out. Old and new. New is 2,40,000. New is 2,40,000. New is 2,40,000. Okay. Earlier 1,10,000. So earlier 1,10,000. This is new. How much land and buildings increased? 1,30,000 increased. Up any land and buildings increased. Up additional depreciation you have to claim. Additional value 1,30,000. Up additional depreciation definitely you have to charge 1,30,000 into 10%. Up 13,000 additional depreciation to be charged. That's it. To be charged. Okay, right. That's it. Our 1,500 to be added. 13,000 to be subtracted. 30,000 to be subtracted. That's it. So anyway, 2,68,000 minus. So 2,68,000 plus 1,500 minus 13,000. Please check it out, ma. Please check it out. Average we did. Average is 89,333. Average profit. So from the average profit, 89,333 add 1,500 minus 13,000. It's going to be 77,833. See, any plant value decreased, whose depreciation is to be added. Any plant value increased by value of revaluation, additional depreciation to be subtracted. Plant decreased, depreciation added. Plant decreased, additional depreciation to be subtracted. That's the model. Anyway, 77,833 is going to be average profit. From this average profit, 20% you please transfer to general reserve. Adjustment. Extraordinary items are adjusted. These are extraordinary items adjusted. So 20% profit transfer to general reserve. So 20% profit transfer to general reserve. So 77,833 into 25%, that is equal to 19,458. Please transfer to general reserve. Okay. Now after that, what is the amount available? Please check it out. Minus 19,458. That is equal to 58,375. Anyway, this is the profit available to equity holders. So bad debts adjusted. Plant and machinery decreased value, whose depreciation added. Land and buildings increased value, whose depreciation subtracted. From the average profit, I adjusted the value 77,833. So 25% of the profit after adjustments will be transferred to general reserve. Yes, I did. So balance 50,375. Can you find possible rate of dividend, ma? Can you find possible rate of dividend? Possible rate of dividend. That is equal to 50,375. 50,375. Amount of equity holders contribution. Equity holders contribution, ma, here 2 lakhs. So 2 lakhs into 100. That is equal to, so 29.187%. 29.187%. That's it. How to find yield? I told you. Possible rate of dividend by normal rate of return into paid up value share. What is possible rate of dividend? 20.187%. What is the normal rate of dividend the company is giving? Normal rate or normal earnings 10%. Similar to a company's earnings in the market 10%. So 10% into paid up value. What is paid up value? Equity share. Nothing is given. We can assume rupees 10. Nothing is rupees 10. We can assume. That's it. So anyway, rupees 10 we can assume rupees 10. Okay. So normal rate of dividend, positive rate of dividend into paid up value. That's it. It's going to be 20.9 yield value. So this is intrinsic value. This is yield value. Can you take average? Fair value. Fair value. Intrinsic value method. Intrinsic value 28.6. 28.6. So 28.6. Intrinsic value 28.6. Yield value. So 28.19 by 2 by 2. You'll be getting 28.6. That is going to be fair value. That's going to be fair value. That's it. So they're asking you three questions more. Intrinsic value, yield value, fair value. Yes, I have. This is also examination. They asked the same question they have been asked. Okay, right. Mr. X purchased from Y on 30th June 2017. The profit earned by Y for proceeding years ending on 31st December 2014, 41,000. 14-year profit, 2014 profit, 2015 profit, 40,000. 16 profit, 42,000. 14 profit, 15 profit, 16 profit. That's it. It was ascertained that profits of 2015 included a non-recurring item of rupees 1,500. Non-recurring item was ascertained. The profit 2015 non-recurring item of 1,500. It's a non-recurring. It never happened. It was included. Non-recurring item was included. And profit of 2016 reduced by 2,000 due to extraordinary loss on account of theft. Some extraordinary profit added 2015. Some extraordinary losses subtracted in 2016. In 2 years, something we did. One extraordinary profit added. Another extraordinary loss subtracted. What is extraordinary loss? Some theft. It is not a normal loss. It's not ordinary loss. Extraordinary. Sometimes theft may happen. Extraordinary, not always. Every day theft happening. No. Once in a time. Extraordinary theft. Our extraordinary profit added in 15. Extraordinary loss happening in second year. The annual premium you have to pay 200 per annum. The annual premium you have to pay 200 per annum. 200 per annum. X at the time of purchasing the business. Was employed with Rama Brothers. He was working at the time. He's going to buy the business. Mr. X is going to buy the business from Y. Right. X at the time of purchasing business from Y was employed with the Rama Brothers. He was worked under Rama Brothers company. That company is getting a salary of 500 per month. 500 per month. Now he intends to replace the manager who are at present getting 350 per month. 350 per month. Okay. Right. So time of purchasing a business, he was working with Rama Brothers, getting 500 per month. At the same time, he has to replace the manager who is working there. 350 per month is getting. 350 per month is getting 350 per managers. He intends to replace the manager. Once he purchases a company, he will take everything. So manager available no. So he's going to allow the manager out of. He's going to allow the manager to go out. He's going to allow the manager to out. So the goodwill is calculated at 2 years purchase of average profit. Calculate the goodwill of the business. Okay. At the time of purchase, he was working in a company, getting a salary. Same time, he is going to replace the manager who's getting a salary of 350 per month. So 2 years purchase average profit you have to find it. Right. In 2014, we have profit 41,000. Sorry, sir. No extraordinary item available included. No extraordinary item included. So profit 2015, 40,000. Here, 1,500 extraordinary profit included. Extraordinary profit included. That's called 40,000 minus 1,500 subtracted. So balance is 38,500. That's it. Extraordinary profit included. It is included. We removed. Any extraordinary profit available, you please remove. Similarly, in 2016 profit 42, extraordinary loss already subtracted. Okay, it is already included. We removed it. Extraordinary loss, if included, what is extraordinary loss? Theft. Extraordinary loss. If it is included, Okay, because of theft only, theft. Okay, profit has reduced. It's included. Loss happened. Loss happened. Please add back loss. Add back the theft. Add back the theft. Add back the theft. Theft we add back. So 2000 we add back. Any profit available, remove. Any extraordinary loss has been given, please add back. Extraordinary, because of extraordinary loss only, the profit is reduced. Please add back. Because of external profit only, profit increased. Please subtract the profit. I don't want extraordinary profit. Please remove it. I don't want extraordinary loss. Add back, add back. Already adjusted now. Add back, add back. Any extraordinary loss, add back. Any extraordinary profit, subtract. Apo, the balance is called normal profit. Balance is called normal profit. First year, normal. Second year, now normal, because extraordinary profit removed. So third year, normal. Why sir? Why sir? Extraordinary loss added back, 42. So please add 41 plus 35 plus 44. It's going to be 1,23,500 is going to be total profit. Can I take average profit? Can I take average profit? Average profit. So 1,23,500 is the total profit. Total profit by 3 you do 3 years. So 1,23,500 by 3, 1,23,500 by 3, 41,167, 41,167. That's it. That's it. Average profit. Minus. Is there any insurance premium paid? Please check it out. Yes. Insurance, this is average profit 1 year. This is average profit for 1 year. 1 year. So 1 year profit. So 41,167. 1 year profit. From here, annual insurance premium, please subtract. Please subtract normal. It's a normal. It's a normal. Please subtract. Please subtract normal. Salary of the proprietor. Please subtract. Please subtract. Who is the proprietor? He was working in a company. X is working in a company. Rama Brothers. Anyway, salary is working. Somewhere else working. So that salary, proprietor salary has to be removed. Normal. Remove it. Remove it. Manager salary. Please add back. Please add back. This is the profit to be computed for goodwill calculation. Actually, he was not getting a salary in the company. He was working outside. Even though that salary value, you have to subtract. Proprietor salary not to be taken, please subtract. Manager salary, please add back. How much is getting? 350. 350. Index to replace the manager. Already manager getting 350. He wants to replace the manager. 350 into 12, 4,200. Add back. So anyway, 4167. 4167 minus 200 minus 6,000 plus 4,200. That is equal to 216. That is equal to, okay. So 41167 minus 200 minus 6,000 plus 4,200. That is equal to 39,167. 39,167. This is net average profit. This is going to be net average profit. Net average profit. So goodwill is equal to so 2 years purchase of super profit. So 2 years purchase of super profit. So 2 years purchase of, so 39,167. 39,167. That's it. 39,167 net 2, that is equal to 2 years purchase. So 39,167 into 78,334. 78,334. 78,334. That's it. Now that's the idea. Okay. Extraordinary loss, add back. Extraordinary profit, subtract. Total profit, add by 3. Average profit. Insurance premium, please subtract. Property salary, please subtract. Salary, manager salary, please add back. Net average profit into 2 times goodwill. The question is only goodwill. That's it. From the following particulars of three companies, P company, Q company, R company. You have to find the value of goodwill. Terms and condition. Assets are to be revalued. Number 1 condition. Number 2, goodwill to be calculated 4 years purchase of super profit. How to find super profit? Average profit minus normal profit. Average minus normal, super. Super is equal to average minus normal. Such average to be calculated after adjustment of depreciation, 10% amount of increase or decrease in revaluation. So okay, any increase in fixed asset, 10% depreciation. Any decrease also same 10% depreciation. Income tax, please ignore. Non-profit of capital employed 10%. 10%. Capital employed being considered on the basis of net valued amount of tangible assets. So capital employed being considered as a net value amounts of net tangible assets, 10%. Okay, normal profit on capital employed 10%. So capital employed is equal to net revalued amounts of tangible assets. All the tangibles are revalued, capital employed we have. Anyway, So this is the balance sheet of the company. Please check it out. P Limited, Q Limited, R Limited, 3 companies. Equities are 10 each, 25 lakhs capital, 20 lakhs capital, 12 lakhs capital. Reserves 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 4 lakhs. 10% is 8 lakhs, dash 4 lakhs. Expense creditors 8 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 4 lakhs. That's it. Please make it total, ma. Please make it total, ma. That's it. That's it. So 24 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8, 44. So 44, total liability 36, 24. Similarly, total assets, goodwill not given, 2 dash. Net tangible assets 32, 24, 20. Current assets 12, 10, 4, 4. So total 44, 36, 24. So 44, 36, 24 assets. Let's see. So P Limited, Q Limited, R Limited. Revaluation of tangible block. Revaluation tangible block 40 lakhs. Revaluation tangible block 40 lakhs. Given, is already given. Anyway, tangible means property, plant, equipment. Property, plant, equipment. This block. This is the old one. This is a revised one. Anyway, goodwill we have to take revised one. Revised block 40 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 24 lakhs. This is old block, revised block. Similarly, current has also revalued. Old one 12, 410, 4. Revised one 14, 5 lakhs 60, 3 lakhs 20. Last 3 years profit before charging interest. Already interest is there. Interest you have to pay 8 lakh 10%. 80,000 interest you have to pay. 80,000 interest. How much interest you have to pay, ma? For P Limited, for Q Limited, and R Limited. How much interest you have to pay? Interest 8 lakhs into 10%. That is equal to 80,000. Q dash. R. So 4 lakh into 10%. That is equal to 40,000. 40,000. That's it. 40,000. Right. Now 80,000 for the interest. Okay. So profit before charging interest. We can subtract interest also here. So minus interest. Profit minus interest. 80,000 dash 40. 80, 40 dash. 80 dash 40. 80,000 dash 40,000. That's it. So balance EBT, earning before tax. Is there any tax available? So no tax. Right. Anyway, EBT 7 lakh 20 minus 8. 7 lakh 20,000 minus 80,000 minus 80,000 is going to be 6 lakh 48. 640. 6 lakh 40 plus 80, 7 lakh 20. So 5 lakh 76,000. 5 lakh 72 minus 40. 2 lakh 72 minus 40. So 2 lakh 72 minus 40. So 2 lakh 32,000. 2 lakh 30,000. That's 2 lakh 72 minus 40. 2 lakh 32,000. That's EBT. That's it. Revised tangible, revised current assets, annual profit after interest we calculate. These are the data given. Question is you have to find the value of goodwill. Okay, we'll do very simple method. We'll do salary profit is given minus interest minus average profit after charging interest. So this is after interest. 6 lakh 40, 5 lakh 76, 2 lakh 32. 6 lakh 40, 5 lakh 76, 6 lakh 40, 5 lakh 76, 6 lakh 40, 5 lakh 76, 2 lakh 32. 2 lakh 32. Yes. 2 lakh 72. 2 lakh 32 will come now. R Limited 4 lakhs, 10% interest, 40,000. 2 lakh 72 minus 40, 2 lakh 32. 2 lakh 32. Okay. After charging interest, after profit, average profit, before charging, 7 lakh 20 minus 80, 6 lakh 40 corrected. 5 lakh 76 corrected. The interest not given, corrected. 2 lakh 72 only, no. 4 lakh debenture, 4 lakh into 10%, 40,000. 4 lakh 72, 2 lakh 72 minus 40, 2 lakh 32 will come, no. So 2 lakh 32 only will come. So anyway, you have to go for some corrections. The mistake actually, we have to go for some corrections. Okay. Anyway, this is a mistake area. Mistake. Our limit is completely mistake. Completely miss it. So we'll correct. We'll correct our limit. We'll correct our limit. According to data given, 6 lakh 40 corrected. 5 lakh 76 corrected. Okay, right. That's it. So it's going to be 2 lakh 72. 2 lakh 72 minus 40. So 2 lakh 32. 2 lakh 32. Anyway, it's going to be 2 lakh 32,000. 2 lakh 30,000. That's the correct value. This is the wrong one. Wrong one. Okay, now next one. Revaluation tangible assets. Tangible. Old one 32. New one 40. 8 lakh increased. 8 lakh increased. Upper definite depreciation to be subtracted. Additional asset, additional depreciation. How much depreciation to be claimed? 8 lakhs. 8 lakhs. So 32 lakhs old, new 40. Upper 8 lakhs. 8 lakhs. 8 lakhs. Then 8 lakhs right. Depreciation 10%. Depreciation 10%. Old value 32. New value 40. New value 40. So 8 lakhs. 8 lakhs into 10% depreciation going to be 80,000. 80,000. Now it's correct. Similarly, next one. Old block 24. 24. Here 20. 20. 4 lakh reduced. 4 lakh reduced. Anyway, 4 lakh into 10%. Reverse value decreased. Add back the depreciation because already reached excess amount. Add back. Add back. Next one. Here 20 lakhs. Here 25 lakhs. 4 lakhs increased. 4 lakh increased. So for 4 lakh into 10%, anyway, 40,000. 40,000. That's it. Okay. Anyway, 40,000. Right. Now 2 lakh 32. This is not a correct one. It's not correct. 2 lakh 32 minus 40. So 2 lakh 32 minus 40,000 minus 40,000. 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92. Please check it out. 1 lakh 92. Now think about. So 5 lakh 60. 6 lakh 16. 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92. Okay. 1 lakh 92. So this is going to be average profit. Average profit. 5 lakh 60. 6 lakh 16. 1 lakh 92. Average profit. So what about normal profit? Now profit. Now profit from the capital employed 10%. Capital employed 10%. Capital employed 10%. Okay, capital employed 10%. What is capital employed? This is a capital employed. 24 plus 4, 28. 28 plus 8, 36. 36. 36. Okay. Here they did here. So or indirect method also can do. Okay. All your assets 44. All your assets 44. 44. Minus liability, minus liability, minus liability, minus liability, extra liability. Okay, that also can do. So all your total assets 40 lakhs plus 4 total tangible assets. Calculation of capital employed, fixed assets. New fixed asset 40 plus 20 plus 24. New fixed asset. 40 plus 20 plus 24. New fixed assets. New current asset 1 lakh, 14 lakh, 5 lakh 60, 3 lakh 20. So 14 lakh, 5 lakh 60, 3 lakh 20. Minus external liability, external liability, external liability. Sorry, external liability you can do. This value you cannot take because reverse value is given. So otherwise this is a value you can take, but reverse value is already given. Already given. Reverse value is given. Reverse value you can take. So minus. So minus expenses and creditors. That is debentures minus external 16. Minus 6. Minus 8. Minus 16. Minus 6. Minus 4. Minus 16. Minus 6 to minus 4. Okay. Please subtract. Okay. So 40 lakhs plus 14 lakhs minus 16 lakhs. So 38 lakhs. 38 lakhs. Revised capital employed. Revised so capital employed. Here 20 lakh plus 5 lakh 60 minus 6 lakhs. 90 lakh 60. 25 lakhs plus 3 lakh 20 minus 8 lakh, 90 lakh 20. That's it. That's it. Okay. So therefore, capital employed. From the capital employed, normal profit you find. Normal profit. That's called 10%. 10%. So 30 lakhs into 10%, 3 lakh 80. 9 lakh 60 into 10%, 1 lakh 96. 9 lakh 20 10%, 1 lakh 92. So average minus super normal. Average 5 lakh 60. Normal 3 lakh 80. Average minus normal super. 5 lakh 60 average. Normal 3 lakh 80. 3 lakh 80. Super profit. So average profit 6 lakh 16. Normal 1 lakh 26. Balance super profit. Average 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92. Average 1 lakh 92. Please check it out. Please check it out. Okay. So average 1 lakh 92. Then normal profit 1 lakh 92. 1 lakh 92 minus 1 lakh 92, 0, 0. That's it. 0. 0, 0 be the answer. Okay. Right. Super profit. Goodwill is equal to, so 4 times of super profit. So profit. 4 into 1 lakh 80, 7 lakh 20. 4 into, okay, please check it out. 4 into 4 lakh 20. 4 into 4 lakh 20, 16 lakh 80,000. 4 lakh 20,000, 4, 16 lakh 80,000. 4 into 0, 4. 4 into 0, 4. That's a goodwill. That's a goodwill. Anyway, goodwill has been calculated. Sum over. That's it. UK International Limited developing new production process. Initially they develop a new production process, intangibles. Production process they initiated, developed. During financial year 31st March 2017, the total expenditure incurred was rupees 50 lakhs. Total expenses incurred was 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs expenses they incurred so far. Incurred. The process met the criteria for recognition as an intangible asset on 1st December 2016. Intangible asset criteria, what is intangibles? Patent, process, know-how, idea, skill. Intangible assets category, it came into existence. It was recognized, the principle of intangible assets on 1st December 2016. So for expenditure incurred 22 lakhs. 22 lakhs. Further expenditure incurred on the process for the financial year 31st March 2018, 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs. Right. So 20 lakhs so far incurred, especially for recognizing the intangible process. Further expenditure required 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs. As on 31st March 18, if the know-how, if it is sold, money we can recover from the market 72 lakhs. 72 lakhs. Expenditure incurred till date 22 lakhs for the development of production process. Expenditure to be incurred, further expenditure to be incurred 80 lakhs. Recoverable amount 72 lakhs. Estimates the future cash flows as inflows. This inflows. So okay. So incurred so far, to be incurred, and recoverable amount. 3 things given. You are required to calculate how much amount will be charged to profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 17. Carrying value of intangibles. Number 1. Number 2. How much can be charged to profit and loss account and carrying value intangible on 31st March 2018, ignoring depreciation. There are 2 questions. 17 how much you charged, paid account. Next year 18 how much you charged. How much you charged. That's it. So last year 17, the expenditure was 50 lakhs. Last year 17, the expenditure was 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs last year. 1st December 16 only it met the criteria of intangible assets. So expenditure till date 22 lakhs. 22 lakhs. So further expenditure incurred for the financial year ending 31st March 18 was 80 lakhs. 80 lakhs. As on 31st March 18, regular know-how is supposed to be 72 lakhs. How much amount last year you can recognize expense, next year recognize expense. That's it. Okay, we'll see. As for AS 26 intangible assets, first year 31/3/17, 17. First year 31/3/17. As far as 17 is concerned, so far, how much expenditure incurred till date? 22 lakhs. 22 lakhs. What is 17 total expenditure? 50. Initially expense incurred 22. Total expenditure for 17, 50 lakhs. Okay. Till date of 17, it is going to be 50 lakhs. 50 lakhs. So far incurred 22 lakhs. 22 lakhs. So balance 28 lakhs is a carrying value of intangibles. Carrying value of intangibles. That's it. Carrying value of intangibles. So total expenditure 50 lakhs. So far incurred till date 22, balance 28 lakhs carrying value of intangibles. Carrying value intangibles as on 31/3/17. 31/3/17. That's it. Number 2. How much expenditure to be charged to profit and loss account? How much expenditure to be charged to profit and loss account? Second question. So far 22 lakhs is recognized as an expense. No. All 20 lakhs recognized expense. Recognition criteria. Not met until the 1st December 17. 1st December 17. Expenditure will not form part of cost of production process recognized in the balance sheet. The expenditure will not form part of cost of production process recognized in the balance sheet. First one, for the year ending 31/3/2018, expenditure charged to profit and loss account. First one. So till 31/3/17, till 31/3/17, it is going to be 20 lakhs carrying amount. 20 lakh carrying amount. Last year closing, next year opening. So carrying amount opening 28. Still expenditure to be incurred 80. About total cost. So carrying amount of intangibles, that's a production process. To be incurred expenditure. 80, 108. A recoverable value 72. Recoverable value 72. Balance impairment loss. So 108 minus 72, balance impairment loss. So balance is called impairment loss. 108. So for carrying amount of intangible 28, 80 to be expended. So 108 we need for the production process expenses. But if it is sold in the market, we have 72 only. Our balance 36, impairment loss. Carrying amount of intangible, amount to be incurred, so total compared with recoverable amount, balance impairment loss. Upper last 31/3/18, you can recognize it. So 36 lakhs amount transferred to P&L account. 30 lakhs transferred to P&L account. Now that's 30 lakhs can be transferred to P&L account. That's it. Upper carrying amount, recoverable amount. Out of 108, 36 impairment loss. The balance 72 carrying. Out of 108, impairment loss cannot be recovered. That's it. See, 108 so far cost. If it is sold in the market, recoverable 72. But balance loss recognized immediately, impairment. Sorry, 36 we cannot recover, sir. Impairment loss transfer to P&L account. That's it. But last year carrying amount of intangibles 28. Upper 22 lakhs to be charged as expenses. Amount transferred to P&L account. Upper last year amount transferred to P&L account 22 lakhs. Second year amount transferred to P&L account, impairment loss 36. That's very important question. 2 to 3 times the same question has been asked. That's it. That's idea. So 50 lakhs total expenditure for 17 till 17. So for incurred 22, balance 28 lakhs carrying amount. Our last year 20 lakhs we can transfer to P&L account. So carrying amount 28 plus additional expense to be incurred next year 80. So 20 plus 18 108. If it is sold in the market, impairment loss rupees 72. So balance 36. Impairment loss rupees 36. Is it clear? Right. Okay. So total book cost 108 minus impairment loss incurred 36. Balance carrying amount rupees 72. Doll International Limited developing new production process. During financial 31/16, the total expenditure of the process is 40 lakhs. Up to 16. Current year, last year 16. So for initially the expenditure incurred was 16 lakhs. Right. Next year 17. Further expenditure 70 lakhs to be incurred. Anyway, recoverable amount of the the process is 62 lakhs. 6 lakhs. Okay. Anyway, as on 31st March 16, how much expenditure is incurred so far? 16 lakhs. If amount transferred to P&L account is going to be 16 lakhs. Right. Next, what is the carrying amount of intangible assets? 16. Very simple. 40 lakhs 16 transferred to P&L account. Balance 24. Balance 25 lakhs going to be carrying amount. How much amount transferred to next year? Depreciation. So 24 lakhs plus next expenditure 70. So 94. Out of 94, carrying amount, recoverable amount, out of 94, out of 94, recoverable amount 62. 62. 94 minus 62. 94 minus 62. 32. 32. This 32 is called impairment loss. Impairment loss. Amount transferred to P&L account next year. What is the carrying amount of 31st March 17? Recoverable amount is equal to carrying amount. Carrying amount. The carrying amount is going to be 62. 62. That's it. First question 16 lakhs. Second question carrying amount opening 24. Next year currently closed 24. Next amount transferred to impairment loss 32. 32. Recoverable amount is equal to carrying amount is 62. 62. Let's see. The pharma company spent rupees 33 lakhs. Rupees 30 lakhs in accounting year 31st March 16 on R&D. R&D. To develop a drug treat called AIDS. To treat AIDS, they developed research. They spent 30 lakhs on research spending. Experts of the view, it may take 4 years to establish whether the drug will be effective or not. Whether the drug will be effective or not. And even if found effective, it may take 2 to 3 years, 3 more years to produce the medicine, which can be marketed. So generally, it will take 4 years to establish a drug to cure AIDS. To cure AIDS. Okay, right. Even if found effective, it may take 2 to 3 years for production. Production. To find the effectiveness, we have to go for testing 4 years. To need production, we need additional 3 years. Then for marketing and production. The company wants to do the expenditure, defer revenue expenditure. Is it correct? According to AS 26, intangible assets, para 41, intangible AS 26, accounting standard 26, intangible assets, no intangible assets arising from research should be recognized as intangible assets unless until the research will become successful. So no intangible asset from research should be recognized. The expenditure research on the initial phase should be recognized as an expense, not an asset. Not an asset. Initial research expenses are always called expenses, not an asset. Not an asset, because research so far not successful. Initially we are spending, so initial amount is spending is always said as an expenses. Expense. So the company cannot treat the expenditure as a deferred revenue expenditure. Current year expenditure, initial expenditure, current year expenditure. Don't defer it. So can you take the expenditure for 4 years? No, no. So 10,000 expenditure. Can you take for 4 years? 25, 25, 25, 25? No, no. Current year only. Initial research expenditure, current year expenditure. Don't take it as a deferring. So first year, second year, first 1 year expenses, you cannot take for deferred. Therefore, so 33 lakhs initially spent for develop a product. Last year itself, treat this amount as an expenditure. Initial phase of research. Still you're not successful. Don't recognize as a asset. Initial research expense always called expenses. Expenses. That's it. Following is the data. Compute the intrinsic value of each category of equity shares of Ankit Limited. See, 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each fully paid. 1 lakh B equity shares of 10 each, 8 fully paid, 2 unpaid. 1 lakh C equity shares of 10 each, only 5 paid, 5 unpaid. 5 unpaid. Retained earnings of the company 9 lakhs. Question is, what is intrinsic value per share? Intrinsic value per share. So first paid up value. So 1 lakh shares into 10, 10 lakhs paid up value. Second category, 1 lakh into 8 paid up, 8 lakhs. Third category, 1 lakh into 5, 5 lakhs paid up. Retained earnings of the company 9 lakhs. Retained earnings 9 lakhs. Our total assets, net assets, this investment 18, 23, 32. So 32. That's it. 32. Here 0 unpaid. Here 2 unpaid. 10 minus 8, 2 unpaid. Here 5 paid, 5 unpaid. 5 unpaid. So add notional calls. How to add notional calls? Very simple. 1 lakh into 0. Add notional calls. 1 lakh into 0, 0. 1 lakh into 2, 2 lakhs. 1 lakh into 5 unpaid, 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs plus 2 lakhs, 7 lakhs. So 32 plus 7, 13 lakhs. 13 lakhs. Unpaid calls also to be taken into account for intrinsic value. Unpaid calls. 0 unpaid, 2 unpaid, 1 lakh into 2 lakhs. 5 unpaid, 1 lakh into 5, 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs. So for 2 lakhs plus 5 lakhs, 7 lakhs unpaid. Add. So paid up value, paid up value, paid up value, reserves plus unpaid, unpaid. Paid up, reserves plus unpaid. 13 lakhs. How many shareholders overall? 3 lakh shareholders. 3 lakh shareholders by 3 lakhs. So 13 lakhs by 3 lakhs. That is equal to rupees 13. Rupees 39 lakhs by 3 lakh shares. 3 lakh shares. Rupees 13. Intrinsic value of each equity shares rupees 13. That's it. That's it. That's the first question. First question. Okay, right. Rupees 13. Right. Now, into each equity shares rupees 13. Right. Already 10 paid, 10 fully paid up to rupees 13. Up to rupees 13. Up to rupees 13. Each equity share is going to be 13. Second case is 13, but 2 unpaid. Upon 13 minus 2, 11 you have to say increase. Upon this is the value you can take for all shares. 13 minus 0 unpaid, therefore 13 intrinsic. 13 minus 2 unpaid, so 11 intrinsic. 11 intrinsic. So 13 minus 5 unpaid, rupees 8 intrinsic. But generally you find intrinsic as if it is paid, 13. Then after that 13 minus unpaid, 13 minus unpaid, 13 minus unpaid. For each category you'll be getting intrinsic value. That's it. Okay. Let's see. Average profit of the firm 48,000. Rate of capitalization 12%. Your assets 4 lakhs. Your liability 1,70,000. Fine. How to find net assets? Very simple. Net asset is equal to goodwill. You have to find out. Net asset is equal to total asset 4 lakhs minus liability 1,70,000. Net asset 2,30,000. Net asset 2,30,000. So net asset 2,30,000. Right. So how to find goodwill value? So goodwill value is equal to average profit. So average profit by rate of capitalization. Average profit, rate of capitalization. That's it. Minus net assets. See, actually, your average profit is 48,000 by 12%. You'll be getting 4 lakhs. Your net asset is 2,30,000. See, as per profit valuation, your value is 4 lakhs, but your asset is only 2,30,000. I have to pay extra for you to purchase you. That is called goodwill. Sir, what is your net asset? 2,30,000, but your value 4 lakhs. Extra how much you have to pay? 1,70,000. It's called goodwill. Extra you have to pay goodwill. Right? So capitalization of profit. It is called capitalization of profit. So 12% profit, you're getting 48 now. What is your value? 4 lakhs. 12% profit, 40,000 getting now. What is the value? 100%, 4 lakhs. 12%, 48,000. Up 100%, 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs is the value. Okay, sir, I'm getting my profit is 12%, sir. My profit is 12%, sir, which is equivalent to 48,000. Yes. Up your investment 100%. Question mark. So 100 by 12 into 48. That is equal to 4 lakhs. 4 lakhs. Minus net asset. Net asset 2,30,000. So my net asset is only 2,30,000, but the value is 4 lakhs. Up extra you have to pay. So extra you have to pay is called goodwill. That's it. Subscribe to our YouTube channel Style Digitech and press the bell icon to see new videos.